What it do, is your boy Drew Blue back at it again for another Vibe Out Sesh. Today we are going to be tackling Swavey by Tory Lanez. It is an 18-track deep mixtape right here. The previous project that we covered on the previous episode was pretty cool. It was Mr. One Hurst verse. Pretty dope. Now normally I would have gone into discography and should have hit the next project, but it was Chicks Tape 1. I'm gonna save it and do the Chicks Tape series in its own accord and on video after I do all of Tory Lanez's other projects. I do want to show his growth, but at the same time I kind of like want to focus on Chicks Tape a little more, you know, because there's a lot of things about that series that I think is pretty cool, and there's a lot of things that I feel like is drawn out and all that. But anyways, back to the topic. We definitely got a couple features here that are pretty big. He's got Meek Mill, Kid Ink, Justin Bieber, amongst others. But I mean, I think the Justin Bieber one might have been more of a freestyle or remix. But yeah, man, I'm ready to listen to this mixtape, man. So without further ado, you already know the drill. We're gonna cut the chat, get in the track, and vibe out to track number 1. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but if not, maybe I'll try to pause the music and, you know, like, talk to you. But I really want to save it for after the song is done. So with that being said, track number 1 is Swavey. Let's get it.
Swave is an undeniable force. You see, y'all wanna talk Swave, but don't know Swave. Now I go by the name of Slim Juice, keeping it pit-proof to the tip-proof. And I don't know if y'all have enough vernacular in your system for the Swave. Now when you Swavey, you ain't no made man, cause you out here making history. Now I'ma let my brother come up here to the mound and give y'all a lesson on this here Swave play. This on me, cause I'm Swave. Niggas talking slang, cause I'm Swave. Lame suckers, they know the game, G. They got rock chain, it's looking like the A. We don't talk, we make statements. Oh yeah, bro. I mean, let me tell you something. This is that grade A Swave player. Hand me my tailcone, baby girl. This is the boss speaking. So call up all of your coaches and tell them all of they ballers taking the off season. I see your flaws like I'm palm reading. And it's the Don Juan speaking, Mr. Under Palm Tree. When I'm speaking, I'm peeking on my arm reading. The time for me to see it, at times I keep it so decent that player. You ain't even follow that rhyme. I'm not on your time to catch me rough, it's gotta rewind. I mean, I thought that you'd congratulate me, turn around and fabricate me. The game's changing, look at how that vein changed. It's what they say behind the line, and now they frames hating. Wow, it's friggin' amazing. It's crazy how I came from a young nigga into my country's #1 nigga. While punks look at, I just figured funds bigger. Don't you put me in the midst to mix up. I need loyalty like the fiends need a fixer. This is exactly what you paid for. You make time and make way for Tory Lanez or Mr. Paid For. You sure? Yeah, I'm safe, sure. Haters hate more. I'ma get some more money than in the central. Need I say more? Pull my nigga with me. I mean, when life gives me 100 reasons to cry, show life I got 1,000,000 reasons to smile. I mean, cause in the end, it's not gonna matter how many breaths I took, but how many moments I took breath away. Sway. I mean, you gotta be yourself, man. I mean, cause the ones that mind don't matter, and the ones that matter don't mind. Oh yeah. I don't do hip-hop music, no R&B. I do sway. So that is the genre.
And there you guys have it. That's really what I'd say is the official birth of the Tory Lanez. I think that a lot of his Day One fans grew up and listened to, man. Like, this dude really had a different kind of mentality back then. This is in 2011, mind you. Alright? And this is like when really hip-hop and R&B was starting to get a lot more feisty, a lot more, you know, it's just, for me, I think it was really growing into his own and at its best. I mean, people were complaining about lyrical prowess not being as, you know, as evident in like the current hip hop times as it used to. But like then you show definitely did that. And you know, J. Cole wouldn't have gotten a holla from Nas for no reason. But anyways though, from the hip hop aspect to the R&B aspect, we really got a lot of talented R&B singers that was coming up in here and really doing their thing and flexing. I mean, I know Trey Songz for a fact was going on strong. Chris Brown was really exploring new grounds as an R&B artist. August Alsina coming through was dope. But you know, while all this is going on, like, I want to say, like, really this is like the ultimate generation of just hip hop and R&B. You got Tory Lanez, who I consider the baby of the group, the last of the group that come through. And this dude, I think, might be the best of them all, because not just that you know, he can rap and sing, write, produce, but his mentality and mindset was way ahead of everybody in the game. 2011, you're talking about everyone getting to that flux of hip hop, but he was on some different kind of game, dude. Like, he was really creating a new different kind of genre where you really don't know what kind of song he's gonna hit you in one track, and then when you get to the next one, it's something completely different. And then, you know, you might feel like parts of hip hop here, parts of R&B here, you know, but other genres are mixed in as well. He's not afraid to touch in jazz or blues. He's not afraid to touch in, you know, like, you know, rock or alternate music, or even like pop, you know, EDM, whatever you want to call it. There's so many genres out there to this point that it's even ridiculous to try to name them all. But he was dead set on trying so many different sounds to where he wanted to create his own. And yeah, the birth of the ideal was, I want to say, manifested here. I mean, or at least where he put it out to the public, like, this is what he wants to do and what he was said to do. So I think the song is pretty important. I think that's why I feel like this mixtape is important as well. In spite of the fact that I really didn't, I guess, had a strong reaction to it at first, when I first listened to it, like, I want to say back in 2014. But with that being said, I'll digress and move on to the next track. This one's titled Number 2. Well, not titled Number 2, but it's titled Pandora Swavey. Let's get it.
This is the voice of the sway. Tory Lanez is not an artist. He's a celebrity.
All things Swavey, we Swavey, we trust. I'm back, baby. Said it enough, man, never better than ever. Open Pandora's box, ain't got Pandora's sway.
See what I mean?
Now every time I dress a nigga over sway, ain't got him rap, my shows pay. And when I go to dinner, my hoes pay. Got the bow, we look like Ohio. Line me up some women, I make sure they single vital. Got these women whining like I sprayed them with Moscato. With your favorite chicken, tryna hit it like the lotto. Ain't got time for you, ain't sway. I'm back without them, boy. I'm talking about that dick shape. I'm stacking bottles, ain't I shining like the lights say. That's where the Becky, I be ballin' like a white lake. That's working heavy, I got paper like the mayor. I can't do nothing but sway without girls on my dick, cause it ain't bigger than my bank account. I mean, my dick is big, but there's just too much of a bank amount. Bravo switch the beat, a freak of everything they think about. Pandora Sway, yes, I'm in there. Charlie Sheen, trigger with that. Bunch of fly black women too with that. Charlie Sheen, trigger with that.
I'm gonna take a brief intermission. I just have some technical difficulties.
My girl got shaped like a cinder block. I get more paper than the printer got. I don't buy my clothing, I let my women shop. Stay now how I'm supposed to look when I go out. Hey, short pacing, Jackie's far cities with my glasses far safely. Old time in Versace, Harachis from 9th Street. Women, they harass me, they ask me to dime me. I swear.
I want to pause that real quick, just for a specific line he pulled out. How he was talking about how he never dressed himself out, he let the women do it. before anyone wants to joke about that, say that he's lazy, that he don't want to do it, there's actually something special about that. Because, man, you got someone that you really care about, that really want to see you look good in something, and you put it on for them, you know. It's more, it goes in deeper than that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Putting money on these fake sevens. Tell me what you talking, trick. I'm ballin' like I play for Memphis. Mean I'm on my grizzly, might as well just call me Michael Bippy. My last broad couldn't hang it through it like a frisbee. Word to the Swavey, I got a chick on that. Nigga go on holla, with that big bank roll. Look like all blown gotta. And this big card note, look like long gone dada. Swave nigga, original Don Dada. Swave, bend over sway. Yes, I'm in there. Charlie Sheen, trick in there. Bunch of fly black women, women. Charlie Sheen, trick in there.
Can't stop. Don't worry, it's not. Don't worry, the Swave will only be here forever.
See what I mean? Like, this track was all over. You think he's coming in with a hard hip-hop beat, and then he just kind of like just turns it into what could have sounded like, you know, an EDM track at the last 30 seconds or so. And man, he was not afraid to experiment on here, and you know, y'all gotta give him credit. I know for sure I do, that this is really was his first real attempt at trying to create something that was diverse. Even though I wasn't feeling it, it was his first attempt, and you gotta just, you know, tip your hat to that, because the dude tried, and eventually he definitely smoothed it out and really made his craft even more, you know, more conflicting to fight against, you know what I mean? Pun intended. But with that being said, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Gotta do something. Gotta toss a few things in the storage unit, that's all it is. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back now. So yeah, like I was saying, track 2 was definitely dope, you know what I mean? Let me see the title again, because I just get Pandora Swave. Really was like that Pandora box theory reference, because like you really don't know what you're gonna get until you open the box. Essentially, that's how his music felt like, with the exception that you wouldn't get anything, you know, scary or anything that was, you know, I guess negative is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna move on to track number 3. This one is titled Laid. Wait, how the fuck I do my code again? Hold on. Shouldn't distract myself like that. Anyways, track number 3, Laid Back Fun. Let's get it.
Exclusive Swavey. Hey, I'm sorry.
We did too. DJ Ill Will.
Every day stunning, little buddy, give money. You ain't never seen another one.
Okay.
Every girl love me, but it's only one me. There will never be another one. Oh my, so fly that I'm feeling like rock your feelings. Stack to that money at the top of the ceiling. And a nigga do swerve in the places of the world you ain't never been thought. And a kid do ball like my nigga named Jordan and nothing's called. I got her when you with her, she said she don't like niggas. Well, I tell her me either. And I like a light twirl like it. All the white girls call me Justin Bieber.
Hold up. I'm kind of getting that. When he mentioned Carter, I started feeling that Lil Wayne, the early Lil Wayne vibe. Like bar spitting Lil Wayne vibe. I like that. That was slick.
Why you doing that deal? Why you wearing that dress? Did you do that for me? And if I look sexy, the nigga my car is a fucking orange. Break it down, say it loud, let me lay it down, we can do it all out. Let me get in the position and maybe you can switch it and try to show me what you're all about. Got girls, got niggas, got hoes, got perp, got bitches on deck, boy. But a nigga getting at it, women love a nigga tatted from my wrist to my neck, boy. Yeah, I'm trying to get started, but the kid is stay stunting. Ain't nothing on the lay back. Told up the tongue here and done it ain't a made back. Pull back the curtains as I lay back. I never done it ain't a made back. Pull back the curtains as I lay back. I never done it ain't a made back. 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 The curtains as I've laid back. I never done it and I made back. Pull back the curtains as I've laid back. I never done it and I made back. Done it and I made back. Done it and I made back.
Alright, not a bad track. Pretty interesting right there. Once again, he's just doing fusions of like every kind of music, man. First he's hitting you with bars, so it sounds like a hip-hop track, but then he comes through with the singing on some amazing shit, and it's just like, I'm telling you, this really is the predecessor to, you know, all that crazy great music that he drops later on. I'm talking about future projects like Conflicts of My Soul, Lost Cause, a lot of his Fargo Friday cuts, even Cruel Intentions, like leading up to those projects where he really went Super Saiyan, if you want to say so. Not that corny ass Super Saiyan Blue, but I'm not gonna get into that. The whole point is, this is really where he just started first training and really just started putting in the work and really kind of like experiment and see how far he can go with his limits. And I like that track, man. It was interesting because you got that pop fusion and then it's all slowed down and chilled, and you know, like definitely trying to make it as, you know, adding some R&B elements as well. So it was pretty cool, you know. It ain't one of those corny tracks where like you see an R&B artist go in and automatically be like, I want to make a pop song. And, you know, sometimes you get lucky, like how Akon had Beautiful, you know, like that was a huge hit and shit. But like, there's times where you could just try to do a completely different genre song and it sounds just too corny sometimes, or it just don't hit, you know? And you'd be like, why'd you do that? I know that's how I felt when I heard that Heart Attack song by Trey Songz. I'm like, that's like, nah. That ain't like, there's a better way of coming at it. And you know, like I felt like Tory mastered it after really honestly being lucky enough to be able to get through the ugly stretches, and you know, through the mixtape underground world, you know, where he wasn't known. Because then once he kind of grew, when he blossomed because he already had all this really etched out, and he had his work pretty much, you know, I want to say, just not, I don't want to say master, but like he kind of got the basics and fundamentals down to where then he could just kind of like first put it out there and then kind of like add on a little more and, you know, be able to kind of decorate it and just make it even cooler, you know. So that's all I'm gonna say. Track number 4, I Go.
You kite flow, it's a new day, so another girl wet like lip. And I'm so foreign, so fly that I am soaring. No pages like some more foreign. she a freak, but I need me alone. Double bag full of euros, in the belly get a beer up, niggas in the Merlot. My ting with a hair low, I'm getting money like a freak, and my whip is a weirdo. Got bows in my car is a phantom. We shine like a ball with a lamp. They never wanna call way back when all the things wanna ball with a man now. I send them shots back around, round, 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 round. London going down, 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 down. Let's have some fun tonight, right? Love and lie, under the summer light. I guess we money right. You feel the rhythm when I get them and I got them. Hit the mess with the find me, I shot them. You taught me to watch no chop, man. You don't know, so you dealing with a pod, man. Roll with a whole squad full of mad, man. Boom, bye, bye to your bush, your bantan. Coop look like soup with a wonton. Sit back, blow L with a panda. I still will inside you. I got spell everywhere. Call me and say fuck me, lame cause they knew they wanna plug me. Then I think bop, and I blink bop. Things tryna pull me like slingshot. And I make top, giving money to my niggas on the block, tryna make them a quick shot. Roll out on the window, even though the whip get low like limbo. For your info with me, hit me, you get sliced no bimbo. Your wife my bimbo, I just show her where her chin go. This that This man, I got too much time on my mind for me to catch and get away. So let me leave and take your girl oxygen away. I'm sipping coolers, that's December breeze. Somehow I can't recollect my memories. But I'm UK Swavey, so all the girls, they go UK crazy. My bad, I said I'm UK Swavey, so all the girls, they go UK crazy. This tight like back inside everywhere. Wanna hear no chop? Yeah, blood. By running your house with a pumpy in it. Shoe Kai Lions, yeah. Me and Sonny want all the girls. Yeah. DJ Ill Will.
Yo, I really hate the fuck to say this, man. Like, I really hate to say this, you know, because this song really was dated, man. I hate to say it, but at the same time, though, you could feel the elements where, like, this song had potential to grow, or essentially, it's more like this is, you know, like just a prologue of what's more to come from Tory as an artist. Like, the dude was really like, first thing first, let me put this down. His productions were never basic, never corny, never lame. Like, it was always something that kept you guessing. You was never bored listening to a Tory Lanez beat. First and foremost, any beat that he was on, that shit was never boring. 2, way he performs on beats like these, man, it's like, okay, forget that he got a dope ass beat, then he comes and he just, it's like, you would think some people sometimes can't live up to a beat, or like they use the beat as like a fucking goddamn, like a life extension or some shit like that. I was trying to fucking find the right word, on life support, some shit, right? Like they'll use the beat as a life support. Tory don't need that. Tory the life support for the beat. Like, he basically would just come in and he really would bring the most out of it, you know? Like, I can't see some other artists come in here and do what he did on the song, you know? Like, it's really unique, man. And when he just comes in smooth like that, bro, he's... I've said this multiple times, man. He really is untouchable. He really is. As an artist, bro, you can't touch him. You can't. Like, nobody can out-smooth him. Like, he's essentially like... You know, and I hate people like Lil Baby when they put the names like that because they think they Baby Smooth. It's like, nah, you can't just fucking name yourself and automatically think it comes like that. Nah, you're naturally given that gift to do that. And, you know, when you put it to use, you can kill the fucking game. I mean, kill them softly, essentially. If you want to put it that way. Or smoothly is the word I'd rather use, you know, kill them with ease. And essentially that's what I feel like Tory can do. He just sticks to being himself. But anyways, I digress. Let's go to track number 5. This one's titled Still.
Hey yo, Jay Fresco. They be asking us why Canadian niggas say still. Canada, still. Riding, turning corners like I'm spree. So much money I can't even fit my jeans with. Girls love me cause my engine is a V12. I'm a boss, ain't gon' tell you all the details. Bad boy, I'm who your girl tryna like. Bad boy, you won't see me tryna wipe. They wonder who I'm rhyming like. They bump me like I'm tryna wipe. I try to be stuntin', but red and blue colors be clashing. They having a diamond fight. Fly top, nigga, it's that fly top. And I am so fly that I could jump and touch the side. And let them in my grill, listen to an I talk. Haters, how you feel, trick? I'm on your girl iPod. Still, shining, still. Your girl on my, she love my diamonds. Still, dollar. Nigga, wanna holler.
Did he say that? Did he say that? Woo! I swear to God, he might have not said that word, but I swear to God, he said nigger. But look, I rock this dude's music heavy, bro, because look, at times it feels like he's just having fun with it, and at the same time though, like, he's still taking it serious, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking smooth, man. Like, this nigga go on and on, bruh. Nigga, he could be like that, and then come in and hit you with the finesse, be like, no, I'm still serious with this shit. don't fuck with me, you goofball.
She love my diamonds. White boy shorts looking awesome. Bad blonde chick, I call her boss. Rims tripping, what is this for? I'm banging sloss. Your chick tripping, I'ma kick her out my car again. My buttoned up cardigan look like the start of the.
This dude started I think I realize now why I really started just following his music in general. And I'm talking about him, just his personality in itself is so infectious, bro. Bro. Yo. And like, you could tell he's not gonna get offensive if you laugh at it. At the same time, you know, he's not gonna screw off and, you know, automatically be a goof. Like, nah, like, he'll do a style. It'll sound funky, you think, but then he'll flip it and you'll be like, oh shit. So like, he can cross the line from something that would normally sound goofy by others and make it sound unique, because he really plans this out. Now, that being said, that's why I question Tory Lanez in today's world, because I don't see that same Tory Lanez anymore. I see a dude that's kind of like blinded by a mirage, doesn't really see things as vividly as he used to back then. People don't get that. And when I say stuff like as if he's ashamed to sound like himself again, they think I'm hating, or they think that I don't know Tory Lanez. Especially this one dude who said, "Oh, you're not a real Tory Day One fan. You could tell because you didn't listen to Conflicts of My Soul, Lost Cause." And I'm like, so you could tell that by watching 1 minute of my video of me talking about an issue that you are probably too ignorant to be aware of, because you're kind of stuck in your own small-minded mentality world. Like, you can't fuck with me with that. And some other guy was like, "Oh yeah, I listened to him word for word." I'm like, really? How far back? He goes like, "Oh, TL20, end of discussion." I'm like, okay, we heard him word for word, but do you really feel him? Do you really listen to him? Do you understand where he's really coming from? Or do you just listen to the words and move on? You know what I mean? Mr. One Way, walk away, motherfucker. But no, that's really it. That's really it. Like, I feel like he was just free to do this, and he just felt like he could have fun while just flexing on people. And when you could do that, that's the coolest thing, man. And I feel like that's when he really was a king, man. He really was, in my eyes, really the future king of the music world, man. And I feel like he just lets the industry, he lets trends hold himself down way too much than he needs to. Like, just calm the fuck down, bro, and just first get back to your roots, relax, start back at square one. You can't go wrong with that. You can't, you think you're like degrading yourself. You're not. You start back from square one to build, just shape yourself up again. Sometimes rebuilding once more isn't a bad thing, you know? I ain't trying to make this shit sound like the fucking NFL, where some teams are just way too into that rebuilding shit to the point where they can't move forward. But I'm saying, like, rediscover yourself again, and then once you find out what you really want to do, I feel like that's when you could press and move forward. But at the same time, do it where it's comfortable for you, man. And don't feel like you have to play by what the ears tell you, or you know what I mean? Like, figure out when it's right for you, homie. Simple as that. Anyways, let's go.
Hardest shit you ever seen. Meaning I could probably pull all the women in which you have currently been. Yeah, I ain't no one to fear with. Why? Cause I am a misfit. But I am so swavey that I can say anything to you and I can make it. Oh, I swear I bring it down. My rate is going up, that's my bank account. Let me say it loud. Strong trees, bad bros, let me break them down. Shining, your girl on my, she love my diamonds. I got dollar, girl, love a nigga wanna holler. Riding, shining, your girl on my, she love my diamonds.
I also want to give a special disclaimer to anybody who comes and watches my video for the first time. Before you want to run your mouth and act like as if you know better than me in the first place, slow the fuck down, because I promise you I will look at you some type of funny way and think that you're pretty ignorant. I already had a few people that try to talk to me like that, and obviously I'll comment back, because I don't want you to think that I'm just some jaded motherfucker that's just not gonna fucking talk to you if you think different. Nah, I'm gonna fucking educate your ass first and foremost, because I'm a real motherfucking human being. Two, I'm down on earth, and I'm not gonna fucking turn away from you know, any kind of fucking confrontation. In fact, I want that shit, because that's what will grow us closer together as brothers and sisters. It's not the fact that we just say we like each other. No, the fact that we have confrontations and we put it all out on the table and try to, you know, understand shit on some type of grounds shit. But at the same time, it's okay to disagree and move on, you know, because we're different, and that's cool. That makes us unique. So when I say this, I want to make this fucking clear to y'all. Don't come and tell me shit that you think is what it is when you fucking clearly don't see it. Like, it's only the few people that can see shit as far, because God blessed us with that shit. I can say that I'm one of those people. I have my own weaknesses, so don't get it wrong. But one thing that I do not deny, the strength that God gave me, is that I can see further than most of you motherfuckers can. And I could see what's up with this dude, and I know what he needs to do to correct this shit. And at the end of the day, if he takes it with him, motherfucker's gonna be somewhere off this planet, man. Because that's just how fucking talented he is, man. He really is. And y'all don't fucking see that in him because you're just living for the fucking moment. So don't tell me that he's trying to evolve into today's time when really he's just following trends. So get off that bullshit because you ain't different from him. Alright? You're delusional and you a dumb motherfucker. So best to keep your lips shut and don't comment. How about you listen to what I gotta say first before you say something, huh? Dumbass bitches. God damn. Alright, continue.
Jewelry game screaming with the loud play, stacking money, bout us, told us down. Bad girl from the ghetto, that's my wildest. Car sounding like my speakers, it's a loud thing. I'm fresher than niggas who hatin', been pressure than niggas who faking. She has to be yours and then had her before. I'm not impressed with the chick you date. Sway.
No. That is not Swavey. Your girl is definitely anti-Swavey.
My girl's Salvation or Asian persuasion, or maybe she's even Jamaican. I skate on you women and sleep on you niggas like I live life in a vacation. Banging cause I'm wildin', Asian chick from Shaolin. Bank account is so big that I go fit your child in. Bank cards I'm swiping, bad bras I'm piping. Some here and it's fun here, I'm too young here to be wifing. You can be a star, Tory is the centerfold, and I just hit your bra. Now she open like an envelope. I'm sick with no antidote. Ain't why you in her for? With game 3, it be looking like some cantaloupe.
Riding, still, shining, still. Your girl on my, she love my diamonds. Still, I got problems. Still, dollar. Still, girls never nigger on the holler. Still. 10 seconds of talking that good ish from talk that good ish right still.
If it doesn't show you how loose he is when he uses that kind of word, he knows what kind of. Realize this real quick. When he says that word in that type of slang, and you know the historical implications that it has to it, but he says it so loose, you could tell it's not that he's ignorant. He's well aware of this, first and foremost. So anyone that thinks that he's stupid are probably the same mentality of the same people that come at me and talk of that bullshit when I be posting videos. You really need to slow the fuck down and really, instead of just speaking out and running your fucking mouth, really keep that shit to yourself. How about you really think about it and use your brain to understand something, you know? Use your brain to really understand and break things down, because sometimes you can't see as far as some other people do. He says it like that because he's trying to show you, like, yeah, this is how the old people used to think, but, you know, and this is what they're probably going to think when they see these new kind of generation, like, basically, like, multiracial relationships or whatever, you know? He says it like that, nigger, like he's so sarcastic with it that he's saying that, yeah, I'm with your granddaughter. You like that, old man? Not like that insulting, but essentially he's just saying it like in a form where it's like, yeah, 100 years ago this would have been looking like that, but now, you know, it's different because we move on with time. And, you know, I always believe that you should always go forward, but you should never go in the wrong direction when you're going some, you know, direction, you know what I mean? It's like how J. Cole once said, the good news is, nigga, you came a long way from